Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Today's video is part 2 of a 3-part series where we fully detail both the exterior and interior of this 2025 Toyota 4Runner off-road hybrid, a daily driven vehicle, and the owner wants to enjoy it for what it was purposely built for. So he's going to take it on fishing and hunting trips. He's going to enjoy off-roading with it. So the purpose is to get it as perfectly prepared and protected as possible so he can make his cleanings a lot easier in the future. So in part number 1, we took care of washing the vehicle. So the pre-wash with the snow foam and then the bucket wash. We cleaned the wheels and tires. We did some mechanical decontamination and chemical decontamination with a clay towel and an iron remover. And then we did some paint correction. So, to remove any blemishes, water spots, get it glossy and super clear and ready for this part 2 for the ceramic coating application. So let's start the show. And before we start, guys, I want to remind you that I'll leave the links to all the tools, products, and equipment in the description under the video. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So as we're starting off part number 2, so we finished the paint correction in the first part. So now the purpose is to remove any leftover polishing oils and residue. So we're using the Clean by Pan, the Organizer Panel Prep Spray. Basically, it's a 3-part chemical. So inside, it has isopropyl alcohol, also known as IPA. That's for the evaporation. We also have some VOC compliant solvents and also some surfactants in there. So this actually helps to pull up the oils and the residue from the polishing steps, right? So we did a 1-step polish on this vehicle because, well, it's a fairly new vehicle. It didn't need a 2-step paint correction because it did not have any deep swirls or deep scratches or heavy oxidation. So we just wanted to perfect the paint. Of course, I'm always using an inspection light to make sure that we actually removed everything and nothing's left behind. So now we're going to apply the ceramic coating. In this case, we're applying the Clean by Pan, the Organizer 8-year ceramic coating, the flagship of my lineup. We're using the supplied microfiber applicator. Be very generous. Apply a lot of drops. You have to be deliberate when you're pouring it out of the bottle because it's a thicker coating because it does a thicker film build on the surface. Very, very easy to apply. So once you primed your pad, don't need to count the droplets. Just if you feel it's dragging, just add more drops. Don't overthink the moment. 130 milliliter bottle, by the way, will allow you to coat 2 average size vehicles. So in a motion of a cross hatch pattern or basket weave, so up and down and left to right, you're applying the coating on the surface. Now with this specific coating, make sure to leave it for at least 1 to 2 minutes on the surface before starting to level and do the final buff because you want it to bond correctly. So even though it's going to flash quickly, you're going to see the rainbowing sometimes in under 30 seconds. Make sure you leave it for at least 1 to 2 minutes on the surface before you wipe. I work in 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit conditions and 45% humidity. So you want to be above 50 Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius when you're applying ceramic coatings. So as you can see here, we see the rainbowing or the color change. It's that oil slick on water appearance. So that's the flashing of the products and the carrier solvents that are evaporating. And it's going to leave behind a super nice layer of a glossy coating, a super hydrophobic coating, tons of slickness. The cool thing about this one, it only requires 1 hour of curing and then you can drive off in the elements even if it's raining, contrary to most ceramic coatings out there that require 24 hours of no exposure to water or rain. So a very fast curing, and then you wait 7 days before you use any other chemicals. But once you're done applying this coating, within 12 hours after you applied it, if you want to wash it, you can use a pH neutral wax-free shampoo and you can still wash it. So that's amazing. Now, after the 1 to 2 minutes, we're using 2 towels for the leveling and buffing. So these are the new Clean by Pan, the Organizer microfiber towels. I have microfiber wash mitts, drying towels, the whole 9 yards. So the first lighter blue is the level 1 towel. So for leveling the coating to remove the transfer solution and make sure you're getting an even application. And the second darker blue towel, that's the final level. So it's a little thicker on the GSM and a little plusher to help remove any remaining residue. And then you get a perfect streak-free pre-finish. Inspect your work with an inspection light to make sure you don't get any high spots. So those are the darker spots that are left behind, because once those cure for any ceramic coating, the only way to remove them, if you waited too long and a few days, well, then you're going to have to machine correct or machine polish the surface, right? So we're continuing the application. The cool thing about this ceramic coating, it's multi-surface capable. So as you see here, I even applied it on the plastic trim. We're going to apply it on the headlights, the taillights, the paint, of course. You can apply it on wheels if you want to do a full wheels off service. Basically, even glass. You can do all the exterior surfaces, except of course for the tires, which are in rubber. You don't apply the ceramic coating to the tires. We're going to have a tire dressing for that later on. So once we applied the coating, again, leave it 1 to 2 minutes on the surface. If it feels like it's draggy or you're pushing it around, you can wait a little longer. It's very forgiving. You can wait up to 3 or 4 minutes before starting the leveling process. Now for the glass, we're using something special. This is the Yum Glass Plus. This is a glass specific sealant. So this is not a glass coating. It's not ceramic based. It's a traditional glass sealant. It's going to give you about 3 months of protection. You can reapply over it without having to strip it off. That's the cool thing about it. So you just have to clean your glass, reapply a new layer, and through cross-linking technology, it's going to bond to the old layer and just add new hydrophobic properties. So if done properly, meaning you apply it in a crosshatch pattern, up and down and left to right, you let it haze on the surface for roughly 60 seconds. Always follow the instructions of the products that you're using. But yeah, I had time to do the entire windshield pretty much, and then crosshatch up and down and left and right. And after that 60 seconds, they recommend to use their Yum Glass. That's a glass cleaner. You spray that or you mist that on the surface. It's going to make the buffing or removal of the residue a lot easier. You can already tell we have some hydrophobic properties. Stay tuned till the end of this video because we're going to show you the hydrophobics on the paint and on the glass. Everything is absolutely wild. So yeah, you can remove that way, or you don't need to use the glass cleaner. You can buff it off straight just with the towels themselves without the glass cleaner. It's just much easier if you use their technique and procedure. And as you can tell here, it was a breeze to do. Now for the rest of the glass, I'm also going to give a final touch by cleaning with the glass cleaner, because we want the glass clean both inside and outside. In part number 3, by the way, of this 3-part series, we're going to do the interior of the vehicle, so stay tuned for tips and tricks. And now for the tires, we're using the Clean by Pan, the Organizer tire dressing, and a Hex Grip foam applicator. I'm very generous in the application. You can use, by the way, a quality trigger sprayer if you want to spray it on the applicator itself. So something like a Tolco sprayer, you can put that on the tire dressing and it works super well. This can last 3 to 4 weeks. It's going to give you that jetting effect. It's going to give you hydrophobic properties as well to help repel dust and dirt. Gives you UV protection. It's just a beautiful dressing. We're throwing away our towels used to level and buff off the ceramic coating. I never take any chances because that can harden and crystallize and scratch delicate surfaces in the future. Now, let's have a look at what we're all waiting for, the final results, and stay tuned in a few seconds because we're also going to look at the hydrophobic properties. But as we look at the end results, look at the gloss. It's popping. It looks like a mirror. You can shave yourself off the panels. The wheels are amazing. Even though they're matte, you can apply the ceramic spray sealant as you saw in part number 1, even on matte surfaces. And the same applies for my ceramic coatings, by the way. They can be applied on paint, glass, wheels, plastic trim, headlights, taillights, PPF, vinyl wraps, and even matte surfaces. On matte surfaces, it doesn't make them glossy. All it does, it enhances and gives that darkening effect for a richer appearance. Just looks super cool. So here we protected literally every square inch of this exterior vehicle, the exterior part of the vehicle, sorry. And it just looks stunning. The owner was beyond impressed when he saw the final results the following day. He came to pick up his vehicle, and this is his baby. It was his dream vehicle. And well, he now knows that it's not only protected, but it's going to be a lot easier to clean during his maintenance washes, so he can just have fun with it outside. Now let's have a look at the hydrophobic properties. As I'm spraying some water on the glass, look at that. You can see the tight, round water beads, and the contact angle is aggressive, meaning that the water beads, they slide off. The sheeting rate is very quick. So that was the Yum Glass Plus glass sealant on the windshield. If we look now at the Clean by Pan, the Organizer 8-year coating, you get tons of water beads, very round, very tight, has a high water contact angle. And yeah, just look at how tight those beads are. It's crazy. This is like gems on the surface. I absolutely love the performance of this coating. It's going to last for years. And for maintenance, no toppers are needed with this ceramic coating. All you need is regular washing with a pH neutral shampoo. The Clean by Pan Deorganizer shampoo is perfect for that, or any other pH neutral soap that you guys want. Every now and then you can do some chemical decon. You can use acidic soaps or alkaline soaps to remove things like mineral deposits, water spots, and traffic film and all that good stuff. But look at those water beads. It's just nuts. Even the tires, when I was saying that the Clean by Pan Deorganizer tire dressing gives you hydrophobics, look at that. And these can even resist a few rounds of tire cleaners because it has good resistance to chemicals. So just beautiful water droplets, making the tires easier to clean in your future watches. Guys, stay tuned for part number 3 coming soon, because we're going to do the interior detailing. So clean, enhance, and protect the interior surfaces from vacuuming, from applying some UV protection and anti-static properties with the Clean by Pan Deorganizer Interior Quick Detailer, steering wheel, dash, infotainment displays, the glass, the whole 9 yards, even the vinyl seats protected with a vinyl and leather coating. So keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.